Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the iceHQ ice rink here in Reservoir, Melbourne, Australia, on Warrenjoy and Woiwurrung traditional land for the iceHQ Pro League Summer 2023-2024. I'm Carl Brewer, and joining me once again this evening is Anton Goss, who will bring you the entertainment tonight. We're back to our regular Friday nights, as we were indeed last week, and it is great to be back on Friday nights. This is round 6 of our third season here at the iceHQ, and this is the last of the second round. And it's great to see. I just noticed there, Trevor Leo skating around there. Gossy, it'll be great to see him in the game. So the Dogs are on a bit of a heater. They've had 2 big wins in a row after losing the first round in a penalty shootout. But they won 8-2 against the Inferno, and then they won 6-1 against the Snipers. But the Inferno, they're short again. Gossy, they're without a few talented players, aren't they, tonight?
Yeah, it seems to be the story of the Inferno. Last week, again, they were short some players. They got some of those players back.
Yep.
But then now they're short others. You know, Casey Minson, he's going to be a big
hole
big out on the back end.
And Klomp as well. That's a huge gap for them.
Yeah.
Well, they do have Tim Nikitin back, but they don't have Matt tonight instead. And they're also, as you say, without Kevin Dow, and Casey Minson is a huge thing to the fault. They've also got no goalies tonight. They're none of their own. They're without Mackenzie Hill or Sebby Woodlands. But who have they got filling in for him?
Yeah, they've got Tommy Forrest. So, you know, good goalie to have backing you up.
Oh, outstanding.
That's for sure. And they'll be buoyed by Caruana coming back from his wedding.
He will certainly add that offensive strength that they were missing out on a bit last week when they got a bit of a spanking at the hands of the Snipers. The Dogs, well, they've been playing particularly well. I wonder if anyone can beat them. Jamie Burke has done the usual magnificent job that he does. He's one of the smartest guys in hockey, certainly here at iceHQ in our beer league, at picking players who not only are talented, skillful, but also show up. I mean, it sounds trite, really, but it's such a big deal. If your players don't show, it doesn't matter how good they are, if they're not here to play or you've got a short bench. And I just played a game of beer league where we had a particularly short bench. There was only 8 of us. And I can tell you, Gossy, I'm pretty gassed. But anyway, no one needs to know about that. Jamie does that particularly well. They've got Kahu Joyce here tonight, and just noticed skating around earlier too, Trevor Leo is on the ice. I think that's the first time we might have seen him here in the beer league this season, and he adds a lot of wisdom and strength to the defence of the Dogs. And Ryan Bennett out there as well. He's the big hitter. He needs to make sure he stays disciplined and controlled. If he does like to pinch up high and try and go for those big hits, but if he can stay disciplined and back check and own space, and if he's got players like Kahu and Trevor Leo there to protect him, I think that'll make a big difference for them as well.
Yeah, still not used to seeing big MJ, Mikey James in the black of the Dogs. Obviously played last 2 seasons there with the Bruins, who aren't in the competition this season. But this will be a big game. I mean, you know, the bets would all be on the Dogs, right? They've really shown their dominance the last few weeks, and against a short-handed Inferno team, you wonder if the Inferno are going to be able to keep up. But what I can say is the Inferno are quick, and they're going to need that speed if they're going to get some points off the top of the leader Dogs right now.
They've got to make sure they don't give Vajasov and Brzezinski any room, and Jamie Burke, of course, he'll get behind anything if he gets half a chance too. So the Dogs, a little bit older, but certainly in terms of skill, the silky hands of Adam Vajasov, he's just magical when he gets a puck, and it'll be great to see him tonight. I think last week he might have got another hat-trick, if I remember correctly. I know he's certainly got 1 or 2 hat-tricks so far throughout this series, and Raczynski scored that 4 in the first game way back in the start of December for round 1 when he had a dominant night out, his first one. Great to see Jamie Burke has no after effects from that knee reconstruction he had 2 years ago, and he's had a great winter as well playing for the Melbourne Ice, and having him here tonight as the leader of the Dogs does make a huge thing. They've got, I think, Mikey James, as you say, in the net tonight, and their backup goalie, not a bad backup goalie to have, it's Brian McKenzie. So a lot of experience there for the Dogs. At least Karini's been playing pretty well too, Gossy. I think he's been pretty good. And Lockie Walls has been that kind of quiet strength throughout the back of their wall for the Dogs as well. They've got a full bench. Inferno have got a bit over 2 lines, so the intensity will be high. I think the Inferno, though, Gossy, they're going to need to come out pretty hard. They want to get on the board early and see if they can get some pride and get into the second half of the season with a bit of momentum, because they've certainly been on their heels for the last 2 games that they've had to play.
Well, they're starting out with their big guys on both sides, and it will be a face-off between Carini and the captain Caruana there, and the Inferno win that face-off, and it's with Hodik who sent that forward, looking for Nikitin, who breaks past walls. Nikitin shoots, save there by goal! He scores! In a matter of seconds, 11 seconds into the game, and the Inferno out to an unlikely lead here off the stick of Nikitin as he broke in and just chipped that off the blocking arm and in the back of the net of Mikey James, and just like that, it's 1-0.
It's 1-up straight away. If you watch this replay, you might see it actually bounces off the back of the glove head there, I think, and it's actually a bit of a lucky bounce there, or an unlucky bounce for Mikey James. But as you say, Gossie, the Inferno out to that start that they certainly would have wanted.
Well, Tim Nikitin was flying last week with his brother at the World Championships there for the under-20s, and he's flying again today, but this time with a goal early. And this is the start that Georgia Carson would have wanted for her team, as they're up 1-0 against the ladder leaders right now.
Absolutely, but Berkey on the ice at the moment with...
And here's Warren now, and he gives it right to Burke. He's held up there by Jackson Lane, and out comes Caruana. Springs forward there over to Go. Go knocked down by Robertson, who stole the puck. Still with Robertson now as he finds Burke into the offensive zone. Little toe drag, takes a shot, and a stick save there by Forrest.
Jackson Lane throwing a bit of physicality around early. Watch for that to escalate throughout the game if he keeps doing that.
Warren in front to Joyce, who takes a shot, and that one goes wide into the far side corner. Joyce will go collect his own rebound and will come back behind the net to Ananda. So Ananda just behind his own net, head up, looking for the pass, finds it on the half wall and chips that forward into the neutral zone. Now with the Dogs, it's over to Leo. Up forward there for Raczynski, who's in. Passes it off to Joyce, back looking for Raczynski, and he just missed it. There's Verjasov now, back to Raczynski, saved there by Forrest. With the Inferno now, skating through it is Go. Forward here, Cy Lake, who's looking there for Keisha, who's again back after missing last week. And a shot on there by Nikitin, looking for his second. Save there, James. He sticks that back for Trevor Leo, always poised and calm behind the net. Puck squirts over to the near side corner there. It's Bennett who's just going to cycle that back for Leo, who missed that, but collected now there by Verjasov as he sends that cross ice looking for Raczynski.
Verjasov made an interesting decision to pass back towards his own D under a fair bit of pressure.
Here's Hodik now, 3-on-2 here with Caruana now. Caruana tried to backhand that high, and again stopped there by James. The puck's loose now in the slot, but James is down and covers that one up, as dangerous opportunity there for the Inferno, looking to stretch the lead to 2 as the puck came to the point, and a save there by James, as you see on the CCM all-out replay. Bounced out in front and just was able to get a mid on it before Caruana stuffed that in the back of the net. So here's Hodik here, being watched there by the Dogs. It gets cycled back, and that's Khalil, who now stretches out to Fisher. Fisher over to Knox, who takes a shot. That's high and wide. Comes back to the point. Well done by Khalil to keep that in. On the stick now. Over, centered for Knox. That's Gower that's out on this line. It just chips over the stick of Robertson, but he's able to collect that as Nikitin was lurking behind, looking for a break. Robertson skates into the zone, head up, looking in front for Fisher. Back to Robertson, tied up, and a great job by the Inferno to clear to the line. Knox with it now, tries to walk around Go. Go, backhands it up to Caruana, and the Inferno will get it out now. Nice hand-eye coordination by Khalil, but Hodik with the puck there for the Inferno. It's chipped back here, and it's now with Jackson Lane. Inferno regroup, that goes over to Raisman. He misses that, and Khalil for the Dogs will now send that back to Robertson.
Robertson looking for a good option there indeed. Not seeing one, had to play it across the freight ray. A bit of D-to-D. They're just waiting for their forwards to get set up.
And there's Jamie Burke, just takes it off the stick there of his teammate Carini.
We have a penalty.
And with the touch of the puck, it will be a penalty, and it is going to go the way of the Inferno.
So just going to rewind a little bit, Gossie. There was a play about 2 or 3 minutes ago where Vadim Verjasov, very uncharacteristically, made a bit of a weak cross-ice pass back, and it kept a lot of sustained pressure on the Dogs. They're a little bit lucky to get away with it in the end. You'll want to make sure he doesn't do that again. I think he probably would have thought afterwards, I'm not quite sure what I was doing, because it wasn't the best thought-out option. But now he's got the chance to face off and a bit of redemption.
So face-off won by the Dogs, their first power play of the evening. It's back with Jamie Burke. A crossover to Verjasov, puck's loose, back of the slot here, shot, rings that one off the bar. as the Dogs come close there on a great one-time opportunity by Verjasov. It's now with Burke. They're manning the point, gives it back over to Verjasov, and he makes no mistake this time as Burke passes that across to Verjasov and pot that one right in the back of the net. Look at this on that CCM all-out replay. Tried his best, Tommy Forrest, but not quick enough to stop the Estonian.
3 one-timers there from Vadim Verjasov, and you'd be pretty lucky to stop all 3 of them. You got the first 2, but the third opportunity was a beautiful pass there by Jamie Burke.
Perfectly placed.
Continues to add to his points tally for this series.
Yeah, perfectly placed shot there as that went just beside the post. Not much he could have done.
Yeah, Verjasov, they're just circling around trying to get away from Hodik on the face-off as well.
So the puck's now on the stick of the Inferno. They'll bring that into the neutral zone as a tie game here, 1-1. Just 6 minutes in, and a shot on, saved by Forrest. Puck's loose, and ref lost sight of that. So we'll have a face-off there to the right of Tom Forrest.
We'll see how the Inferno set up their face-off. Previously, they got that goal right from the initial face-off with just a tricky move through it and getting behind the Dogs' defence. And you can see the Dogs' defence just pinching up a little bit, not too bad. I think they're a bit more cautious this time around. They're not going to pinch in too tight. They're going to stay up on the blue line and guard it because they know the Inferno will get behind them if they don't.
So here's Lane skating it out. He's stopped up at the point, watching his Caruana as Verjasov, the goal scorer, down to Raczynski. Verjasov went to the net. Raczynski still has it on his stick, being watched there on the half wall, and just decides to cycle it back. Collected now is Drake, not able to get back. Verjasov to Raczynski, and he shot that one, and that just missed the net. Joyce now shot along the ice, pad save there by Forrest. Interestingly enough, as successful as the Verjasov-Raczynski-Burke line is, it's Joyce riding shotgun with the 2 goal scorers here, not Burke.
Yeah, they changed the lines around a little bit, but they did do that a couple of times in some of the earlier games as well, and it was quite successful.
So here it is, Verjasov, nice drop pass over to Raczynski, gives it right back to Verjasov,
just
but
a trickle offside.
Joyce was just a little too eager to get himself a goal.
I always tell our C2 players, if you get caught offside in that situation, you know, you're trying to do something creative, that's all right. If you get caught offside because you weren't paying attention, that's different. I don't think Joyce was not paying attention. He was just a smidge ahead of the play, trying to do something creative and keep the Inferno defence moving backwards, which creates the opportunity for the offside in the first place.
So the face-off is 1 here. It's back with Walls. He was on the ice for the first goal again, seconds in, but since that, it's really been all Dogs for the last 8 minutes.
He certainly had most of the play. Walls just waiting for a shot up on the point, but Robertson goes back to tidy it up.
So Robertson's behind the net now, and he's got his head up. He's got Gowers streaming, if he can find it, but that's intercepted by Ananda, who's in the penalty box for that power play goal for the Dogs. And Luke Fisher dumps that deep, and first back will be Harper. So Hodik is looking for the stretch pass, but there were plenty of Dogs in the way, so a good job there by Harper just to hold on to it. Eventually does get that up, and it is with Keisha. Back there for Nikitin, and takes a shot, and a great save there by James.
Nanda was totally unmarked there in the slot. If they had got puck down on the ground, that was a goal.
And here's the streak now, just almost offside, and it is. Looked offside from here. Didn't hear the whistle right away, but I think the linesman got that one right. Don't you think, Carl?
Yeah, certainly do. Harris Nanda was beautifully positioned, totally unmarked in the slot there. I reckon Mikey James would have been a bit cranky about that, because if the puck had been just a little bit lower, he would have been able to bury that in the twine. The Dogs need to make sure they get that covered up to keep the Inferno out, or they're going to find themselves in arrears again.
So puck one back. It's now with Bennett. The Dogs send that deep. It misses Forrest, so it comes up there to the half wall. Back to the point. Shot by Khalil, tipped, but that went high into the wrong netting. The netting above the boards.
Your friend there, Freight Ray, he hasn't got his T-blades on anymore.
Yeah, he's upgraded to a set of Bowers.
He's gone across to, well, I don't know, the Bowers are an upgrade. If they were CCMs, I'd say so.
Well, the face-off's one here, and it's now back to Freight Ray. The shot on. Just knocked down there was Hodik, but it is going to get to Harper. So for the Inferno, shot off the leg there of Carini, and Warren forced back into his own zone. Bennett just rubs off that check and gets the puck deep. First to it is Carini, so no icing. And the Inferno will get it out now. Hodik just pushes that forward to Caruana. Caruana winds, takes a shot, and he was looking to go short side shelf. That went right off the elbow of Mikey James. Puck's behind the net. It's Nikitin with it, looking to center it to Hodick, but that went off the stick of the defender. Activating from the point is Lane, but that hit a leg and went in.
Bennett's still trying to do those hits behind the net. He wants to be careful because when he misses, and you will miss most of the time, it does free up a player. So it's great to have the hits, but you've got to be disciplined about them and use them when it's a good time.
So it's Robertson being watched by Nikitin, who has it, looking to center it there to go, but it comes to the point, and that's Drake who took a hell of a shot there. And
Vajasov just got a stick on it, just pushed it slightly out of the way. Great work there by Vadim.
So puck's now on the stick of Raczynski's, one-on-one here on the Inferno defense, and it will be the Inferno getting it out through Go. Hit hard there by Joyce, but was able to ride that one, was Go, and it looked like Kahu got a little bit of the worst of that one.
He hit Go into the boards, but then got a bit twisted, and pretty much I think you'd call that an even encounter. But
yeah, if you look at that on the CCM All-Out replay, it was a big hit, but Go did a great job just to turn his body at the last minute and force Kahu into the board. So great job there by Go-Go Gadget. And here it is, a 2-on-1. Verjasov, 1 goal already tonight. Passes it over,
beautiful.
back to Verjasov. Tic-tac-toe. Verjasov with his second. Nothing you could do if you're Tom Forrest there. What a play by the Dogs as they are buzzing.
So the Inferno defenseman there did exactly the right thing. All he could do was try and take away the passing option and give the goalie just the one choice. But when it gets sourced backwards and forwards between those two such skillful players, and 2 source passes over the top of the D, well, Tommy Forrest was just pants by that one. There was nothing he could do. So 2-1 now, the lead to the Dogs, with about 6 minutes to play in the first.
So a great start for the Inferno, probably one that they would have been looking for, and now it's been all Dogs, and here they come again. It's Knox in, takes a shot, glove down, and covered there by Tom Forrest for the Inferno.
Forrest plucked that one out of the air, made that one look pretty easy. Of course, it's not, but what they say about goalies, Gossie, fast hands and slow feet. Well, Tommy Forrest has fast both.
Yeah.
But, they've always got quick hands, and we know Tommy Forrest has got excruciatingly fast hands. A good piece of work for him to read that. He's going to goldfish that last goal. There wasn't anything he could do. Put it behind him and keep going.
Yeah, a couple of tough ones for the goaltender. Nothing he could do on those, but it still hurts. I know
it does.
I was in a game last night. I had a similar thing. A couple really good plays that happened to get past me, and I was hurting. My team was telling me not to worry about it, but you still do, right?
Watch here for the forehand shot there. See if Matty Knox can chip it through to his winger and play it forward. No, they choose to play it back.
So here it is with the Inferno, and here's the stretch pass, and Hodick might be able to split the D, but a great job there by Robertson as he rubs Hodick into the boards. Fisher came back to help, and now he's got that up to Knox, and the puck went cross ice. Now with the Inferno, it's Nikitin. Battling
defensive
there.
Play there by Robinson, shutting that one down. That was a great scoring opportunity for the Inferno.
Battle in the corner, it's Nikitin and Knox. Knox wins that one, and Lockie Walls is able to send that over to the far side. It's still in the zone, though, and Caruana comes out with him. He's got Nikitin, and Nikitin just missed that one as he was looking to tap that one in, and out springs the Dogs. Carini now with the puck behind the net, tries to come up short side. Tommy Forrest lost his glove and his stick. No whistle, though. He's got his blocking arm back, which is a positive, and now he will get his stick as Hodick is able to give that to him. Puck comes across, stolen now by Hodick as he gets it up with his own stick to Caruana, the captain. It's a 2-on-1 now. Caruana, wine, shot, scores! The captain of the Inferno claws it back, and we're tied at 2 as he sniped that one short side on Mikey James.
So you see it actually came because 2 of the Dogs ran into each other just in the middle of the neutral zone and took themselves out of the play. And that was Bennett, and I'm not quite sure who the other one who ran into each other. And that resulted in that 2-on-1. In that situation, all Trevor Leo could do was cut off the pass, which he did. But Karuna, in that position, is going to score goals.
Yeah, not the guy you want with the puck on your stick in that situation. Go did a great job there just to create an option, but Caruana made no mistake as he was able to pot that one in. So a tie game here with just over 3.5 minutes remaining in the first period. This is turning out to be quite the tussle.
It's not as close as, it's not the game that we thought it would be, that's for sure. Mikey James plays it around across in front, and then it finds Bennett. He finds Leo, chips up the boards.
So here we are, puck now with the Dogs. It's sent in by Carini. Behind the net, though, it's Drake who will battle with him, and Drake will come out with it. He chips that forward, and fresh off the bench is Lockie Walls, who has it now in the defensive zone for the Dogs. Just offside there was Jordan Warren as Bennett crossed the line, and we'll have a face-off here in front of the penalty box.
Just under 3 minutes to play in this, what has been so far a very exciting first period. Shots on the net so far pretty much even, 9 to the Dogs and 8 to the Inferno. So we get this face-off with 2.5 minutes to play in the first, all tied up at 2 goals apiece. The Dogs on the just with the offside, taking that face-off just outside their offensive zone. Look for the Inferno to sneak behind them. They've done it twice now already and created those odd rushes and scored goals from them.
So Joyce won that back over to Verjasov, who chipped that back to Khalil Freight-Ray, who's regroups with Walls, and here come the Dogs. Joyce just overskated that one. The captain, Matt Corona, now with a nice pass up to Hodick, who splits the D. He's in, waits, nice toe drag on the backhand, and knocked that one wide. Probably looking for a pad pass there with Nikitin right there on the doorstep.
Lucky Walls did a good job to get back and just break that up and put just enough pressure on it to break the pass.
So Hodick forces Verjasov back, and now Corona will forecheck here and just pressure the Estonian, and Verjasov now gets it over to Joyce. Back to Verjasov, 1 goal, 1 assist, and there he is. What a save there. Tommy Forrest, as he watched that right to left and was able to block another great opportunity for the great goal scorer of Adam Verjasov.
Verjasov was just caught there a little bit offside, causing the Dogs to have to pause there at the blue line. But they've got it back again in Freight-Ray, chips it through to Wyszynski, who's now looking for a shot through the middle, gets driven into the corner, but he's got Verjasov down the middle.
Verjasov shot!
Oh,
what
really?
A save there by the glove. Hard to tell as a bunch of bodies came in front of the net, and we didn't have a clear look at it, but by the reaction of the team, we knew that was a save there by Tommy Forrest, who snatched that one right out of the top shelf.
The combination when Wyszynski's driven in the corner, he knows he's got Verjasov streaking into that high slot position. And this time the Inferno win the face-off, drive it around the back of the net. And they're just trying to clear it out, clear the zone. Just a bit of a dancing around, but they get it out eventually, but only as far as an icing, and it will be brought back all the way down the other end for a face-off in the defensive zone. The Inferno cannot get a change. It is an icing, so those players that are on the ice must stay there. And we'll get this defensive zone face-off. But the interesting thing here too, look at where the Dogs' defence set up. If they pinch it high, they're staying up back on the blue line as a bit conservative. They don't want to give away a goal now with ball tied up at the end of the first. Nice shot there by Fisher on the net. He has another chance now, just caught up behind the net, being tangled up by Inferno bodies. With backhand shot across the net, goes nowhere, and Inferno trying to clear it out. They're still stuck in their own zone with just the 10 seconds to go. Right about now for them, they'll want to just clear the puck out of the zone. Almost there, get it across the Dogs to Gower, but he couldn't make the connection. This time the Inferno will just run the clock down, and that ends the first period. All tied up, 2 goals apiece. Not what we expected, not what anyone expected, I expect. But 12 shots on the net to the Dogs. They had most of the flow through the middle of that period. It was that first goal scored by Keaton right away from like 11 seconds straight in the game. It was Macaruno who got that one. I don't know why the score is showing up with Verjasov there, because it was Macaruno who got the first one. And then Verjasov from Burke evened it up, and then Nikitin got the Inferno ahead from Hodick and Drake. And Verjasov again, this time from Wyszynski once more, tied it up and squared it all up with about 12 minutes, with about 12 to go in that first period. So at the end of the first, we find ourselves all tied up 2 goals apiece. And Anton Goss looks like he's probably going to get an interview with, it looks like, Tim Nikitin, I think. We'll cut over to Gossi right now for an interview with Tim Nikitin.
Alrighty, Carl. I'm here with Inferno's first goal scorer, Tim Nikitin. What a start to the game. Tell me what went through your head 11 seconds in.
Oh, I just had a good warm-up with the boys. The boys are pumping in the room. And, just had a bit of fun, fight up. And, just a good start, really.
Yeah, definitely means a lot when you start on time, right? I mean, you guys have a lot of speed. We saw that last week, although, not able to get the result. You guys are really taking it to the Dogs. These guys have won a lot of games this year. Do you have a little bit of a game plan that you guys are talking about in the room?
I don't know, man. I just had my mum's good soup today, and it seems to do the job. So I think it's all about the cooking.
Well, you know what? You heard it here first. We got to get the recipe from Mum Soup because we all want to play like you. Lots of hockey left, Tim. We hope that you guys keep this excitement because it's one hell of a game to watch.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
Cheers, mate. Go enjoy the room with the boys. Back to you, Carl.
So thank you very much, Tim Nikitin, there for sharing the family secret. It's the Nikitin soup. We don't know what's in it, but whatever it is, it's going to be in much strong demand for all the junior hockey players around here. If you can get a start like Tim got just there, I dare say it must have a fair bit of chili because it got them moving pretty fast. So at the end of the first, we're all tied up at 2 goals apiece. We'll be back with you at the end of this intermission in around about 10 minutes.
Confidence.
Where does it come from?
Why do some have it more than others?
How can young players find it?
How can beer leaguers get more of it?
How can pros keep it?
It comes from being 100% comfortable with your gear.
Because it's only when your gear feels just right.
Do you have the extra confidence to go all out and play to your fullest potential?
CCM knows that when you feel your best,
you play your best.
That's why they design, engineer, and test
the smallest details to feel just right.
So when you lace up your skates, put on your helmet, flex your stick, or put on your pads.
You might not know why it feels right.
And that's okay. Just know that CCM does.
And they got the art down to a science.
So now everyone can feel more comfortable wearing CCM gear
and feel more confident in taking their performance to the next level.
When you feel your best,
you play your best.
Because when things feel just right,
who knows where your best will take you.
This game is our canvas.
Our choice, our freedom.
It's my way.
And mine.
And mine.
And mine.
It's the only way.
The ice doesn't discriminate.
It doesn't see color or gender.
All it sees is 60 minutes of pure effort.
A pure fun.
On the ice, we might be enemies.
But in the end, we're all allies.
This game's for everyone.
No matter who you are,
No matter where we're from, we're all ready to hit the ice.
Confidence.
Where does it come from?
Why do some have it more than others?
How can young players find it?
How can beer leaguers get more of it?
How can pros keep it?
It comes from being 100% comfortable with your gear.
Because it's only when your gear feels just right.
Do you have the extra confidence to go all out and play to your fullest potential?
CCM knows that when you feel your best,
You play your best.
That's why they design, engineer, and test
The smallest details to feel just right.
So when you lace up your skates,
Put on your helmet, flex your stick.
or put on your pads,
You might not know why it feels right.
And that's okay. Just know that CCM does.
and they got the art down to a science.
So now everyone can feel more comfortable wearing CCM gear.
And feel more confident in taking their performance to the next level.
When you feel your best,
you play your best.
Because when things feel just right,
Who knows where your best will take you?
This game is our canvas.
our choice, our freedom.
It's my way.
And mine.
And mine.
And mine.
it's the only way. The ice doesn't discriminate.
It doesn't see color or gender.
All it sees is 60 minutes of pure effort.
A pure fun.
On the ice, we might be enemies.
But in the end, we're all allies.
This game's for everyone.
No matter who you are,
No matter where we're from, we're all ready to hit the ice.
Confidence.
Where does it come from?
Why do some have it more than others?
How can young players find it?
How can beer leaguers get more of it?
How can pros keep it?
It comes from being 100% comfortable with your gear.
Because it's only when your gear feels just right.
Do you have the extra confidence to go all out and play to your fullest potential?
CCM knows that when you feel your best,
You play your best.
That's why they design, engineer, and test
The smallest details to feel just right.
So when you lace up your skates,
Put on your helmet,
flex your stick.
or put on your pads.
You might not know why it feels right.
And that's okay. Just know that CCM does.
And they got the art down to a science.
So now everyone can feel more comfortable wearing CCM gear.
And feel more confident in taking their performance to the next level.
When you feel your best,
you play your best.
Because when things feel just right,
Who knows where your best will take you?
Welcome back, everyone, to the iceHQ ice rink here in Reservoir, Melbourne, Australia, for the round 6 of the iceHQ Pro League. We're just coming up to the end of the first intermission after the first period, 2 periods to go. And we are somewhat surprisingly, Gossie, tied up at 2 goals apiece. It's not what we were expected, certainly after the last 2 games that the Dogs have played. Second period was mostly Dogs, but the Inferno with a couple of breakaway goals, and that's all you need to do is let them get behind you. That's dangerous. If you let Nikitin and Karuna get past you, you're in deep trouble, and that's what happened to the Dogs on 2 occasions. One was right from the very first face-off, and the other one resulted in a bit of a mix-up by the Dogs, Gossie. I don't know if you noticed it or not, but 2 of them ran into each other in the neutral zone and fell over, and that opened up that man advantage, and Trevor Leo was skating back trying to cut off the passing lane, but there wasn't much he could do. Matt Karuna won, and Nikitin was the other chance, so he had to cut off the pass and leave the shot to the goaltender, but Mikey James not able to shut that one down, unfortunately for the Dogs, but fortunately for the Inferno and for us too as spectators to this magnificent sport, because it's all tied up and that's what we want.
Well, you could almost call that period a bit of a hot dog, eh? You know, you got you got 2 Dogs goals sandwiched in between.
Some fiery
two
Infernos.
Infernos. So you started quickly, and you heard that. That's all thanks to the Nikitin soup, eh?
Oh, it could be. He certainly had played a big part in it.
I wonder if Tim's brother Matt's took over some frozen soup or something for the World Championships, and he's having the
might not be able to get
same
through
luck.
customs. Who knows? It's a bit spicy, but all the same, yeah. And we know that Georgia Carson, the coach of the Inferno, she's written here in a note for us, flame on. So she's brought the heat, and the Inferno are playing a great game. So they've got a full bench, almost a full bench there, as we said in the warm-up. Short some of the big scorers. They don't have Rilnek and McDowell and Klomp, who we know are particularly powerful, and Casey Minson, who's one of the best defensemen in the game. But they've been able to get past the Dogs, and the defence has been fairly resolute. They've managed to keep out Rachinski and Vajasov most of the time. Berkey's only got the 1 point so far, and he'd be unhappy about that. And Joyce has rung the post a couple of times, but hasn't been able to finish it off. I think for mine, Gossie, the Dogs, they need to sort out those couple of defensive lapses. Bennett still continues to try and make those high challenges and those big hits, and when they work, they're great. But he does leave them a bit exposed when he does it, and so they've got to, I think, if they can get that under control, they'll get this sorted out. But otherwise, they're certainly giving the Inferno a pretty good chance. You cannot let Nikitin or Karuna get behind you, because they will ring the bell.
But what I'll say is, if you're the Inferno, you're just trying to get those guys on the ice as quick as possible. It seems every time they've got this line with Hodik, Nikitin, and Caruana on the ice, they're doing damage.
And Jackson Lane's doing a great job in defence too. He's bringing that physicality without getting caught out, and it's smart play. He's in the right spot, and he's doing a great job of it as well. So we're about to get underway now this second.
So a 2-2 game. Let's see if Timmy can start the second the way he started the first. I wonder if he had a little extra shot of soup broth or something in the room. The boys were definitely playing some music. They're definitely excited. This is one hell of a hockey game here at iceHQ. So face-off ready to be had. It's Joyce up against the captain, Matt Caruana, who tied this game late in that first period. And the puck's now with Drake there for the Inferno, who shoots that into the neutral zone. Rachinski now with it in the offense for the Dogs. Just chips that deep for Vajasov to chase. These two have combined for 2 points each on both Dogs' goals. And that was Rachinski looking for the one-timer, but just fanned on that one and just forced Hodik to move that away as he had Verjasov on his tail.
Just lost a little bit of an edge there, Raczynski, on that shot, and that's why he was a little bit off balance.
Drake just chipped that one forward over to Karana. The Inferno now have it through Nikitin. Nikitin centering that. Pucks loose, rebound, saved there by James. It's pushed forward, and here come the Dogs through Verjasov. In on the offense, Wines takes a shot, and that one just goes wide.
See the beautiful hands there, Verjasov. He didn't have a good passing option, so instead he just concealed his shot.
Great job there.
Raczynski gets a chance as well.
Yeah, great job there with the Dogs just to keep that on side, and the puck's sent forward, and the legs are on. It's Nikitin in, but James is out there. He just rims that around. Gabriel Go there for the Inferno, but Verjasov gets there first. It's behind the net now with the Estonian as he stretches that forward to Raczynski. He just chips that over there to Carini, who comes in. Carini with a shot, and that's off the bar, and a rebound there by Raczynski, shoveled wide as Tommy Forrest had no idea where that puck was. Inferno still with it. It's Go, who just takes that over the blue line and offside.
Just a tiny bit offside. Caught out there, Cy Lake. Just not quite able to get back quickly enough. He had the Jets on, but unfortunately for him, the puck goes over. But good opportunity now for the Dogs to see if they can get another one quickly and assert some dominance on this game.
Puck's behind the net. Is chipped forward over to Robertson back there. Stolen by the Inferno, but that was Cy Lake not able to get any purchase on that one.
Troy Robertson there just throwing the body around, trying to give himself a little bit of space and time. And it did work.
So here it is now with Ananda. Just chips that over to Hodik, who's off the bench with a shot. Stack the pads. How do you like that? Mikey James as he gets back on his legs, and Troy Robertson rubs out Ananda. So here's Burke with a little alley-oop pass onto the stick of Carini. Shot! Saved there by Forrest as that went off the mask. His strap's loose, but with Warren with the puck, he'll get that back over to Carini in the near side corner. Head up.
Forrest lost sight of where the puck was for a moment. He was looking around trying to work out where it was.
Pucks with Walls, sends that across. Kept there by Knox, who winds, takes a shot, and a great job there by Forrest to deflect that one into the netting as he takes a sip of water after some dangerous opportunities there.
So Knox there did exactly the right thing. He fired it in low and hard through traffic, and that creates options and rebounds. It's not going to score a goal most of the time, but you do get rebounds, and now they get an offensive zone face-off and a good opportunity to try and score again.
Check that on the CCM all-out replay. Not just the stack the pad save, but able to get a stick on that centering pass as well. But the puck's loose in the slot now for the Dogs. Nice save there by Forrest to get the pad down as that came close with traffic in front. Caruana, the captain for the Inferno, just chips that into the corner now. There's a battle for it, and out with it is Knox. Cycled back. Fisher not able to collect it. Caruana gets the puck stolen off him there with Fisher. Now shoots. He scores! Luke Fisher breaks the deadlock. 3-2 here for the Dogs as he is the recipient of a fortuitous bounce.
Something else happened here, Gossie. I don't know if you necessarily saw it, but there was a bit of push and shove between Matty Knox and Jackson Lane. Jackson was in defence, and Knox actually ripped the stick out of Jackson Lane's hands, and that basically pulled the defence down. You can see Lane standing behind the net there. He hasn't got a stick in his hand, and that opened up that opportunity. All he had was his feet, and it basically made him a man short. Lucky to get away with that, I think, Knox.
So Dogs now out to their second lead of the game. They were up 2-1 in the second period before Matt Corona tied it there late.
Well, saying the ref didn't see it, it didn't happen, but we did.
So Ananda chips it forward now to Lane, who does have his stick this time. Stolen by Knox as the two number threes battle near the center of the ice. Luke Fisher, fresh off his goal, looks to center that through the slot, but it misses everyone, and Gabriel Go will get there for the Inferno. Go has the puck stolen off him, loses his stick from Fisher, as the Inferno need to put a little bit more grip on their sticks, apparently, as their sticks are flying everywhere.
Well, the Dogs are pretty good at getting the sticks and chasing them around.
Playing a little bit of fetch, right?
I think they might be, or certainly a little bit of toss.
So here we are, puck's now on the stick of the Dogs in their zone. A stretch pass over to Raczynski. Just holds up, falls down, but keeps the puck on his stick, and he chips that over to Verjasov. Back to Raczynski. Verjasov calling for it, finds him, takes a shot, and that one goes wide. Joyce in the far side corner collects it. He's pinned up there by Go, and he knocks him right on his backside. Stretch pass across, was looking for Walls, but it's stolen by Hodik. He's one-on-one here with Robertson. Robertson, though,
beautiful
able
work,
to
Robinson.
take the body and knock Hodik into his goaltender.
Yeah, Robinson just measured that distance perfectly, and Hodik basically came to him and ran into him in the end. Beautiful play there, Robinson.
Verjasov
defense.
over to Raczynski. Dogs now have it in the offensive zone. Stolen there by Harper. No look pass over to Hodik. Fans on that one, and it'll be collected here by the Dogs. Battle here on the far side. It's Verjasov being watched by 2 Inferno players. Hodik intercepts that one. He just peels back to give himself some space and allow the breakout. Dogs regroup now. It's with Robertson. Chips that forward. Stopped there by Keisha. Up to Caruana. He's got one of the 2 Inferno goals here tonight. Can't get past Raczynski, and he pushes the puck forward to Verjasov.
Joyce is free.
Verjasov holds up at the point, gives it over to Robertson, back over to Walls. He's got a shooting lane, takes it, and a kick save there by Forrest. Pass there through the slot by Verjasov, not able to be collected by Joyce, who now battles with Keisha on the far side wall.
Walls again just keeps doing the right thing indeed. He's got that beautiful shot in low and hard.
Pass forward there by Caruana, Springs Lake. Centered there for Nikitin, but not able to collect that as it's with on the stick now of Lockie Walls there for the Dogs.
There's Walls doing it again. He'll be pretty tired. He's been on the ice a while. He'll be looking to get a change.
Yeah, Lockie Walls, another one of those graduates from inline, one of Australia's best on rollerblades, but now bringing it out on the ice, and the puck's loose there in the corner. Hodik wins that battle out. That allows Ananda to get it to the point. Shot on by Drake, hits some legs of Walls, and Warren now springs Burke.
The Dogs get a well-earned D change. They've needed that. Those two have been on the ice for a while now.
Warren centers it, and Carini just misses that, but that's going to spring the Inferno the other way. It's 2-on-2. Nice drop there to Hodik. Has it on the backhand. Curls away in the corner. He's got Nikitin on the far side. Gives it over to him, who just misses that one. And that's going to allow Warren to skate it out for the Dogs. Warren still with it. Drops it. Shot! Scores! The Dogs break out to a 2-goal lead off the stick of Carini, who took a pass by Warren and shot that rocket right over the glove of Tom Forrest.
Just have a look at the overall play there. You see there's 4 Dogs and 2 Inferno. What's Tommy Forrest thinking? Where's this puck going to go? He's got no idea. So there was 4 Dogs and just 2 Inferno players getting back. The Inferno were caught on a change, and the Dogs well and truly took advantage of it and flooded in deep. And although the shot was taken by the puck carrier, there was a lot of options there for the Dogs. Not much there that Tommy Forrest could have done about it.
Yeah, for those young snipers watching at home, look at the placement of that shot. Just over the shoulder, next to the ear of the goaltender. Very difficult to save that if you are a goalie. And Tommy Forrest not able to stop that. And the Dogs now up 4-2 with just under 10 minutes remaining here in the second period.
Also, Gossie, the importance of discipline changing. I think the Inferno let themselves down a bit with the change. And that's why they had the 4-on-2 set up.
Well, here the Dogs are again. It's now with Drake, though, here for the Inferno, skating through the neutral zone. Dropped that, looking for that center pass, but it was stolen by Knox, but only momentarily for the Dogs. A lucky bounce here, finds Gower. Over there to Fisher, already 1 on the night. And the puck will come out now for the Inferno.
Lane with a cheeky shot from out on the half wall. And, it's one of those tricky ones. You see them and you think, oh, there's no way that could go in. But every now and then they do. Pretty embarrassing for a goalie because you've actually got time to think about it. And unfortunately, sometimes that sort of time to think lets you in trouble. But Mikey James did the right thing, made a good save from a good piece of play there by Jackson Lane getting around the side of the Dogs' defence. Bennett was going for those high hits again. Got to be careful.
So puck on the stick now for Verjasov. He's having a big night. 2 points already tonight. Puck now here with Robertson. Stretch pass looking for Raczynski. Verjasov already 2 goals looking for the hat trick. Sent in front, Caruana. Backside drop there and nearly off the stick of the Inferno player into his own net, but a great job there by Forrest.
Keisha there for the Inferno back in time to clear it out. Did a nice job of owning that space in front of the slot. That's what the Inferno will need to do, is just get more effort on their back check. So they're just controlling those Dogs, especially the Verjasov line. We know how potent it can be. A bit of a pinch in by Freight Tray. But Trevor Leo back to cover it up. He saw Nikitin coming.
Now on the stick of Verjasov, 2 goals so far tonight. Looking for that centering pass. Ray Khalil forced to give it back to his D partner there, Leo. It's off the wall to Joyce, into the zone, but picked up there by the Inferno defender.
Ryczinski with a nice forecheck, manages to steal the puck. Verjasov to Ryczinski, shoots just
Save
over the
there.
top.
So a great job there by
Ryczinski
Forrest, and now it's Raisman over to go. Raisman's going to the net. Raisman shoots! Save there by James.
Nice work, Freight Ray, just shutting off that option. But you can see Ryczinski on that previous shift. He'd been out for quite a while. Just that sharpness from his shot was gone. Burke now looking for chance. Crosses over the net, but buried in the corner, but surrounded by Inferno bodies this time, and they clear the puck out. But only as far as Leo, who chips it across to his defensive partner. And they don't quite get the puck out because it's in defeat.
With Raisman. So Raisman was looking to center that. It just bounces in front, but great job by Khalil to pick that one up.
Nice pass across there by Jackson Lane, but he couldn't make the connection. And now here's trouble for the Inferno.
Oh, what a pass by
beautiful.
Burke, and a shot there by Carini. Denied by Tom Forrest. An inventive pass. You'll see it on the CCM all-out replay. A little sauce there over to Carini, who was looking for his second of the period, but the big, bad Tommy Forrest came in between him and his second goal.
Lockie Wall's pinching in quite close on this play, but he's going to move him. So you can see the Dogs D pinching in quite tight. I want to be careful it doesn't get out behind them, but this time they're all right.
Robertson watched
Almost.
there by Hodick. That gets
There
the
it
pass
is.
off, and here's Nikitin being watched by Walls. Drops that. In shot. Save there by James and into the netting.
So there's that danger of that rapid counterattack from the defensive zone face-off. You can see the Dogs D were in close, and there's no one behind them. And Nikitin's on the ice, Gossie. What do you got to watch out for? He's pretty quick.
Yeah, very, very quick.
He's a super-powered man. He's a Superman.
Superman, there you go. What a nickname.
I don't know that one will stick, but we'll run with it.
Well, we were looking for something to break between the two brothers, so I guess Timmy's now Superman. Big hit there by Lane on Gower, but the puck's still on the stick of the Dogs, only momentarily. It's shot high into the air, and Hodick's going to be in a foot race. James is going to come out and just send that down the length of the ice.
James dumps it all the way down the other end. Smart play, but Dogs all offside. Not sure if they still know they're clear now, but
that was Gowers who was able just to keep that in on the point, but the Inferno have it now. It's on the stick of Superman, through into Drake. Caruana back to the point for Hodick, who just shovels that back to Caruana, leaves it there for Nikitin, who takes the hit there on Robertson. Puck comes up to the point now. Verjasov just leaves it for Walls. He's rubbed out there by Cy Lake, and the puck's now in the near side corner for the Inferno. It's Keisha. We haven't said his name much. Gets a nice stretch pass there for Raisman. Comes in, just stops up, waits for some support, leaves the puck behind, gives it through to Keisha, who shot that one wide. Pinching his Harper off the skate there of Lake, and Raisman's forced into his own zone and had to get that off quickly as Verjasov was steaming in on him. It's on Verjasov's stick now, lives it over to Joyce. Ryczinski curls away from Keisha, back down to Verjasov. 2 goals already on the night. Looking to add to his points tally. Comes out in front and just loses that puck. Shoveled forward, and Raisman just sends that up there for Ananda, but it hit the back of his skates, and that's going to allow the Dogs to regroup in their own zone.
This Inferno line's been out there a while. They'll be looking to get changes.
And they will get that here on the icing, but it will be the Dogs not able to change, as this line of Joyce, Verjasov, and Ryczinski have been on the ice for quite some time.
Yeah, they'll be looking to change as soon as they can, but if they get that opportunity from the face-off, let's watch what the Inferno do with their D. They've got Keisha and Harper, and they're pinching in a little bit. If they move in too tight on the drop of the puck, they've got some pretty quick Dogs. We're going to go straight past them and create a 2-on-1 or a 2-on-none. Let's see how this one pans out. They do. Ryczinski straight out fast, and he had Verjasov with him, but the puck now deep in the corner for the Dogs.
Battling out with it, and it's Verjasov with the puck on his stick just past the CCM sign, sends it forward over to Ryczinski. Nice job to split the D through there, and
there'll be a penalty
1
there
on
a trip.
4. The only way they could stop Ryczinski was to take him down, and You see this on the CCM all-out replay. It will end up being Nikitin, it looks like, there for the hook. And the Dogs, who are 1 for 1 so far on the power play, their first goal of the game came on that power play, a one-timer, if you remember.
It was three passes across. Vajasov had 3 goes, and the third one went in because all of them were cross-ice passes through the slot from Jamie Burke. And third time was the trick. This time they haven't got Burke on the ice for this power play.
Well, with Rachinski and Verjasov on that shift for quite some time, I think they're just going to rest those boys and give PP2 a little bit of time here to start. Robertson looking for that stretch pass over to Knox. Joyce now on the point looking for it. A pass over to Robertson. Robertson back to Joyce here, high, walks, takes a shot, blocking arm save there by Forrest. Knox on the wall now, he's curls away from Caruana. Joyce calls for it and receives it. Joyce stopped up, being watched by Hodick, creates a shooting lane, takes a shot, and right into the glove there of Forrest, and that will be it for PP2 as Burke and boys come out on the ice.
Burke, Vajasov, Rachinski. This is the scoring line for the Dogs on the power play. Be pretty surprised if they don't tickle the twine this time around. Burke's setting himself up in a defensive position.
So face-off one back to Walls, who's going to give it over to Burke now. He'll walk off the point. Nice pass to Verjasov, and they do it again! Carbon copy of the first power play goal as Jamie Burke walks off the wall and sends a laser over to Verjasov, who scores his third of the game. Hat trick hero tonight at iceHQ.
Got to suggest that was a little bit lax on the part of the Inferno, letting him sit there. They must have seen them coming. And it's not the first time. What's the old saying? Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me 84 times, shame on you.
Yeah, it's telegraphed. You knew that was the play. They've been doing it for a number of seasons so far, but much like Ovi in his office, it's hard to stop that play when you got Jamie Burke and Vadim Verjasov on the ice.
Absolutely. It is a difficult thing. If you're a one-trick pony, if it's a really good trick, it doesn't matter.
Nice pass there by Raisman over to Go, and a save there by James. Puck on the wall. Warren just chips that forward. First to it is Keisha, ex-Bruins teammates from last season. Keisha still has it, gets away from Warren, but nearly stumbles into the play there.
So we've just on 5 seconds to go in the second period. One last scoring opportunity for the Dogs. It's bobbling around in front of the net, but that rings the buzzer. And at the end of the second, that period was all Dogs. They really asserted their dominance. And you might not have seen the stick retrieval from Matty Knox there on, I'm pretty sure it was Jackson Lane, which set up one of their goals. And then there was a 4-on-2 rush where the Inferno were caught in a change, which gave one of those goals away as well. So a good period for the Dogs, not so good for the Inferno. Luke Fisher with that first one, Ellis Carini from Warren and Leo, and then Vajasov with a power play goal straight out of the playbook that the Dogs have been using all season. Lockie Walls passing it across to Berkey high on the line, who just fired in a beautiful cross-ice pass through traffic. And Vajasov was there to absolutely bury it. And it looks like we've got Trevor Leo, who's going to have a chat now with Jamie Burke. And Trevor, one of the smartest players in hockey in this country, much underrated, I think, to the loss of the game, because he's such an incredibly effective defenseman, very underrated. And we have a lot of time and respect here for Trevor. We'll cut over to the interview now with Gossie and Trevor Leo.
Alrighty, Carl, we're with one of your favorite players, Trevor Leo here from the Dogs. Big period. You really start to break away now, 5-2. What's going through the game plan? Because you seem to really be able to take it here to the Inferno.
Basically, we're just keeping it simple, keeping it out of our zone, not holding on to the puck too long, just all those little things that you're supposed to be doing, and starting to add up.
Yeah, you guys really be able to move the puck. In the first period, we saw some of the speed, right? I think there was a 2-on-1 that they got their second goal, and obviously that first goal in a matter of seconds. You guys really been able to neutralize that speed from the Inferno. What are you guys doing defensively to stop that?
Honestly, we're just playing it, we just have one guy back, basically, just playing our position, not getting carried away with the pinches. We have really good forwards, so as long as we let them forecheck, do their thing, keep it simple, we get rewarded.
Yeah, you're right, man. You guys got a real mobile unit on the back end. Probably one of the best skaters on D here in yourself. But once that puck gets in the offensive zone, it's pretty to watch some of those forwards go. Looking forward to seeing the third period, and thanks for the interview, mate.
Cheers.
Have fun. See ya. Back to you, Carl.
Thank you very much there, Trevor Leo, keeping it simple. Put pucks in deep, put pucks on the net, as the Letterkenny guys would tell you, and Berkey trolled us with just a couple of weeks ago. So a great second period there for the Dogs. The Inferno with a few things to think about. They've got to make sure that they just tidy up those changes and try and read Vajasov and try. Sounds easy, but Vadim Vajasov, we know that he has got absolutely silky hands and can score goals when he gets a chance to. Luke Fisher's been doing very well too, but I've been very impressed throughout the second, in particular. Some great play by Lockie Walls, who's been doing very well as well for the Dogs, and just shutting down Nikitin when he's had a few chances to get through. So we'll take a break now and be back with you in about 10 minutes for the third period.
Confidence.
Where does it come from?
Why do some have it more than others?
How can young players find it?
How can beer leaguers get more of it?
How can pros keep it?
It comes from being 100% comfortable with your gear.
Because it's only when your gear feels just right.
Do you have the extra confidence to go all out and play to your fullest potential?
CCM knows that when you feel your best,
You play your best.
That's why they design, engineer, and test
The smallest details to feel just right. So when you lace up your skates, put on your helmet, flex your stick, or put on your pads.
You might not know why it feels right.
And that's okay. Just know that CCM does.
And they got the art down to a science.
So now everyone can feel more comfortable wearing CCM gear.
And feel more confident in taking their performance to the next level.
When you feel your best,
you play your best.
Because when things feel just right,
Who knows where your best will take you?
This game is our canvas.
Our choice, our freedom.
it's my way.
And mine.
And mine.
And mine.
it's the only way. The ice doesn't discriminate.
It doesn't see color or gender.
All it sees is 60 minutes of pure effort.
A pure fun.
On the ice, we might be enemies.
But in the end, we're all allies.
This game's for everyone.
No matter who you are,
No matter where we're from, we're all ready to hit the ice.
Confidence.
Where does it come from?
Why do some have it more than others?
How can young players find it?
How can beer leaguers get more of it?
How can pros keep it?
It comes from being 100% comfortable with your gear.
Because it's only when your gear feels just right.
Do you have the extra confidence to go all out and play to your fullest potential?
CCM knows that when you feel your best,
You play your best.
That's why they design, engineer, and test
The smallest details to feel just right. So when you lace up your skates, put on your helmet, flex your stick, or put on your pads.
You might not know why it feels right.
And that's okay. Just know that CCM does.
And they got the art down to a science.
So now everyone can feel more comfortable wearing CCM gear.
And feel more confident in taking their performance to the next level.
When you feel your best,
you play your best.
because when things feel just right,
Who knows where your best will take you?
This game is our canvas.
Our choice, our freedom.
It's my way.
And mine.
And mine.
And mine.
it's the only way. The ice doesn't discriminate.
It doesn't see color or gender.
All it sees is 60 minutes of pure effort.
A pure fun.
On the ice, we might be enemies.
But in the end, we're all allies.
This game's for everyone.
No matter who you are,
No matter where we're from, we're all ready to hit the ice.
Confidence.
Where does it come from?
Why do some have it more than others?
How can young players find it?
How can beer leaguers get more of it?
How can pros keep it?
It comes from being 100% comfortable with your gear.
Because it's only when your gear feels just right.
Do you have the extra confidence to go all out and play to your fullest potential?
CCM knows that when you feel your best,
you play your best.
That's why they design, engineer, and test
The smallest details to feel just right.
So when you lace up your skates,
Put on your helmet,
flex your stick, or put on your pads.
You might not know why it feels right.
And that's okay. Just know that CCM does.
And they got the art down to a science.
So now everyone can feel more comfortable wearing CCM gear.
And feel more confident in taking their performance to the next level.
When you feel your best,
you play your best.
Because when things feel just right,
Who knows where your best will take you?
And welcome back, everyone, to the iceHQ ice rink here in the Reservoir, Melbourne, Australia, in round 6. The clash between the Inferno and the Reservoir Dogs. In the first period, it was very even 2-2 at the end of it. Doesn't get much more even than that. But the second period was all dogs. They got behind the Inferno on a couple of occasions. One occasion flooded them with a 4-on-2 setup and took 3 goals. Luke Fisher with the first one, Elise Carini with the second, and Vajasov with a beautiful power play goal from Jamie Burke and Lockie Walls. Lockie's been playing a great game too. Gossie has been good at shutting down Nikitin when he's had a couple of breakaways for the Inferno. And Nikitin is absolutely the danger man. He's the Superman, fueled by Mum's special soup. And as he said during his interview in the second, so Gossie, how's the third going to go? Will the Inferno be able to claw it back?
Look,
they got the players to do it.
They definitely got the speed, but as you heard talking to Trevor Leo, who himself is having a great game as well, they've really been able to neutralize that speed in the second period. I mean, you know, of course, it's a 4 or 5-2 game. Those 2 goals sort of came out of nothing, if that made sense, right? 11 seconds in, quick goal, the Caruana goal, again, off a little bit of an unfortunate play for the Dogs where 2 players ran into one another. I just wonder.
That's caused by lapses of concentration, though, in the defence in both cases.
I just wonder
you've got to be able to control that, though.
Yeah, I just wonder if there can be enough sustained pressure from the Inferno. They've looked good. Their top line of Nikitin, Hodak, and Caruana definitely have had some chances, and the goals you cannot fault on their goaltender, Tommy Forrest. They've just been outstanding from the Dogs, but it's going to take a lot, and they're going to have to come back early if they hope to salvage anything from this game, and they're going to have to do it without some of their stars.
There is some other factor to this, and that is the penalty box. So far, the Dogs have managed to stay out of it, which is it's a little bit surprising at times, because we know they certainly have some players who are no strangers to sitting in the naughty room for a little while. Yeah, they've done a great job of staying disciplined and controlled. And they've also, to be fair, been a little bit lucky. There's been a couple of times when maybe they could have been penalised. There was that stick steal by Matty Knox that he got away with on Lake, which I think actually set up one of the goals, because it did deprive them effectively of a player. So Dogs, if they can stay out of the box, if I was the Inferno, I'd be looking to niggle them a bit.
Yeah, I mean, Dogs are 2 for 2 on the special teams, and the Inferno yet to score a power play goal this season. So they're desperate to claw this one back, and we're underway with the puck deep now in the Dog zone. Mikey James out there shovels it over. Lockie Walls with the puck on his stick. Fresh ice, so they'll be a little bit quicker out there, and the puck does now go down the length of the ice, but white icing is waved off. It's on the stick of Drake, who sends that forward. Nice little stretch pass looking for Nikitin, Nikitin. That missed everyone, and with Lockie Walls getting back, the puck will come all the way back down to the left side of Tommy Forrest.
We'll have a attacking face-off for the Dogs, but we do know that that's a very dangerous situation. They've got the right players on the ice, and they do. They've got Timmy Nikitin out there at the moment. If he can pick up a puck and get behind Robinson, and Walls are pinching in fairly tight, and that's an A-grade chance for them. The puck does come out. Here's a chance for them, but Robinson's going to get there first this time.
Robertson just looking. He is being watched by Hodak and forced to circle back as Caruana's on him, but he regroups that over his D partner. Puck's now up to Fisher. He just chips that forward, Knox with it now, just stolen and on the stick now of Caruana.
All Caruana could do was just tip it clear of the zone, which while it turned the Dogs around, it didn't result in an attacking option. Both teams getting changes.
Puck pushed forward. Stolen there by Cy Lake. He's in on Burke, able to get past them, but the puck's behind the net. There's Trevor Leo. Great job there, just to backhand it up, and Jamie Burke now with the puck on his stick. Jackson Lane watches him, but Burke able to get it across over to Leo. The Inferno now
just covering up there
regroup.
for Robinson, who got the puck stolen from him.
Little battle there, and Lake chips that one deep, and Go is going to challenge Trevor Leo, who is able to get that over to his D partner. Carini, who has 1 goal so far tonight with the puck on his stick, chips that forward, and Burke now looking to go cross ice, but that's intercepted by Keisha, and he'll probably take the high stick, as if he didn't knock that one down, Warren was alone behind him.
15 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the third period. Dogs still with a 5 goals to 2 Inferno, so 3-goal lead. So far, a fairly even period for the first couple of minutes. Hasn't been anything real A-grade scoring opportunities yet.
Face off one there by the Inferno. It's Keisha with it on his stick. Looks for a cross pass over to Hodick, but that just bounced back into the Inferno zone. Nice job by Nikitin there, but he's hit hard by Robertson and loses his stick. And now Serini comes in with speed. Carini stolen by Hodick, who has it now, and it's stolen back by Burke. So here come the Dogs. Serini with it on the backhand, stops up. He's got Warren, just misses him, and the puck does squirt out into the neutral zone, forcing Khalil to regroup.
Well, that was just about a perfect hit there by Troy Robinson. Timed it nicely and took the stuffing out of Tim Nikitin and slowed him down a little bit, and certainly killed the attack. So beautiful play there by Robinson, just to read it well. Those hits, they're not a problem if you time them right and make sure that it's actually going to work. It was well timed. Now a defensive zone face-off for the Dogs. You can see the Inferno D pinching in close, and the Dogs get out behind them.
Face off one, and Carini gets that and pushes it forward to Warren. Jamie Burke's available, and he gets dropped to him. Over to Warren, but Ananda was able to knock the puck off his stick. Warren, though, with it now, chips it back. He was looking for Khalil, but it's collected there by Raisman, who looked to go across the lake, but a nice job by Robertson to break that one up. Warren back to Khalil, stolen by Raisman, but can't control that one, and Burke now will regroup in his zone for the Dogs.
It's going to go for icing. The Dogs played it from way down deep in their defensive zone, not anywhere near anyone, so they'll have to change it back on. Berkey, for his good credit, got off the ice a little bit earlier. I'm a little bit confused, Gossi, at why they've got Berkey playing in that line. I think he'd be kind of wanting to play with Vajasov and Rajinski, because we know that those three have combined very well. But just spreading the depth a bit, he's a danger man.
Yeah, and Warren as well, great player. Carini as well, doing okay. As you said, you got to learn to play with everyone if you want to win championships.
Yeah, that's very true.
Puck sent across there. It's Rachinski now, just battling. It's collected by the Inferno, but they're only able to get it to the point. Bennett just sends that back deep. Vajasov was looking to go cross ice, but it's batted out of the air by the captain of the Inferno there, Karana, who has it on his stick.
Here comes Nikitin cross ice looking for the pass. Doesn't quite get there.
Caruana charges in, comes short side, looks to center it. Puck bounces, shot saved there by James on Nikitin. Puck's there now with Lane. Over to Nikitin or to Hodick. Sends it deep there for Harper. Caruana battling in front of the net with Leo. Puck now into the near corner, and Caruana's going to get it. Just stops up, being watched by Leo. Caruana chips it over to Lane. Lane's got a shooting. Lane takes it. Save there, James. Puck's loose. Still on the stick, and James eventually covers up, and Bennett takes no exception there on Nikitin, who's on the doorstep, and the captain, Caruana, comes in to settle things down.
Nothing in particularly untowards there, just a little bit of push and shove.
Just
no
protecting the house. And
like
they're
Bennett's
each
gonna
going to
sit
get
two.
one. They're each going to sit two for roughing.
So we may or may not, if it was after the whistle, it'll be 5-on-5. So it won't affect the game terribly much. We'll see in a moment. We'll be 5-on-5 on 4-on-4. Looks like we're going to be 4-on-4.
So a little bit of time and space out on the ice. Inferno will be hoping to use their speed, but their fastest man on the ice or on their team is in the penalty box. So
that's not what they want. No,
maybe advantage to Dogs. We shall see. Face off won by Ananda. Harper takes a shot on and deflected there by James up into the netting.
Clock continues to tick. So that working in favour of the Dogs. Every stoppage in play now. keeps running the clock down, puts more and more pressure on the Inferno, who have to score 3 goals just to even it up. Can be done.
So puck's here with Robertson. The Dogs behind their own net. There's a minute 30 remaining here in the 4-on-4. It's still with Knox, being watched by Ananda, and Ananda wins out on that. Falls down but gets back on his feet. Nice turnaround. Centers to Raisman, and that just knocked off his stick. Harper wasn't able to keep it in for the Inferno, but it now comes back onto the stick of Alexi Raisman, the youngster. Sent it forward. Not able to collect. Puck's now in the zone, in the Inferno zone. It comes over to Walls. Walls with a shot. That misses everyone.
Getting back in a hurry to help Bennett out. So the Dogs and the Inferno change en masse. Fresh legs for the second part of this double 4-on-4.
And here's Carini. He's got 1 goal so far tonight. He takes that wide, watched by Drake. Stolen there by Hodick. And he'll go for a skate now. Able to skate past Berg. No, Berg picks his pocket. And Jamie Berg, captain of the Dogs, has the puck on his stick. Walks out in front, but Jackson Lane came back. Nearly magic out of nothing by Jamie Burke. Here comes Lane, though. Nice little move there. He's coming in on Leo. Stops up, gives it to Hodick. Nice poke check there by Khalil and knocks down Hodick. And here come the Dogs. It's a 3-on-2. Khalil dropped it there for Carini, but they missed communication there. And this springs the Inferno the other way. Caruana winds. Nice move. Passes it in. Shot there. Puck's loose. Where is it? It's under James. And the Inferno come close, but can't beat the big Dogs goaltender. Let's see this on the CCM all-out replay. Tried to stuff it in.
Stuff the wrap around, but there was legs everywhere and pads everywhere as well. That will end the power play on the drop of the puck. Our 2 protagonists will be back on the ice, and we're back to 5-on-5 with around about 10 minutes to play in the third. Scores 5 goals to the Dogs, 2 to the Inferno. The Inferno need to get 3, and they need to score fairly quickly. Just 9 minutes now to go if they want to get into this game. We are now back to 5-on-5 hockey. At least we will be as both players cut across and get changes.
So puck's rimmed across. It's sent here, and it's Vadim Verjasov who collected just on the blue line. He'll skate in, dropped it there for Rachinsky. Rachinsky, nice little toe drag, centered it, but it was intercepted there by Keisha, who's watched by the 2 Dogs, and it's Verjasov who comes out with the puck. Vadim Verjasov, always dangerous. Curls, nice little flick pass to himself into the corner. Curls away from there. He's got Khalil skating forward. Khalil tried to bat that one out of the air, but a swing and a miss. Still with it is Verjasov. The puck always seems to find his stick. Gets it back to Khalil, being watched there by Ananda, and he just sends that deep for Kahu Joyce to collect. Joyce, he scored a famous Michigan as the first goal of the season last year. Wasn't able to score from that office, and here comes Ananda now with speed. Ananda backhands that, and that nearly beat James, but ended up going wide. So it's 1-on-1 now. Here come the Dogs through Rachinsky. Breaks the D, and a big save there by Forrest.
Rachinsky got through 2 almost by force of will alone. But he'll be looking for a change. Those 2, Rachinsky and Verjasov, have been on the ice now for a long time. They'd be looking to get off the ice for change fairly quickly, I'd say.
So
Rachinsky gets his.
Jackson Lane with the puck, just waits for his teammates to give him some support. It's on the stick of Caruana, takes a shot, and that one missed everything. Lake looked to center it back to his D, but it was stolen there by Leo, and the Dogs do eventually get it out into the Inferno zone.
Down to 7 minutes and 15 seconds to play in this third period. Keaton on for the Inferno, being watched by Leo. You can see Leo just covering him the whole time.
So here's Nikitin here. He's got 6 goals and 3 assists on the season, and 1 goal here tonight. He's got the puck on his stick. He also has 2 penalties this season. Here comes Matt Knox, one of the few players not to score a point for the Dogs this season, and still rings one off the iron. Matt Knox nearly able to put it past Tom Forrest and get on the score sheet for this season, but couldn't beat the post. Saved there by James, and I'm sure we're going to see this one on the CCM all-out replay. No, we will see the Dog save, but Matt Knox
needed another kind of paint, didn't he?
Yeah, Matt Knox, one of only 3 skaters for the Dogs not to get a point so far this season. Probably had his best opportunity of the.
That was an A-grade scoring
game.
chance, absolutely. But they all add up to putting more pressure on the goalie. Doesn't necessarily go in, but it adds to fatigue and goalie pressure.
So here we go. It's Jamie Burke trying to walk out in front. Alexi Raisman sends that over, and Keisha activates from the point to join the rush. Keisha with it, walks in, knocks Wall over, just uses big frame, and he stays in the offensive zone here. Warren, his Bruins teammate from last year, got the puck first and was able to shovel that over to the far side. Stolen by Raisman, centered now to Keisha, but not able to connect. Ananda shot on, looking for the deflection there of Keisha, who still has his foray up front. Used his body to keep away from Warren, but some support comes in through the form of Carini, and the Dogs will eventually get it out.
Some good zone time there for the Inferno. They did create some chances. The Dogs managed to clear it.
So still a 3-goal lead here with just over 5 minutes remaining in the third period. The Inferno started the game with a goal 11 seconds in, but since then it's been pretty much all Dogs, leading 5-2 here in the third. Raisman here with the puck on his stick. Looked to center that one, but couldn't find lane. Raisman's been all over the puck a little bit tonight. He's got 1 point so far this season, his debut season for the PHL.
That cross-ice pass earlier did come off Lockie Wall's skate, but fortunately for Lockie, it didn't end up being an own goal, because we do hate them.
And who else but Vadim Verjasov dropping it for Raczynski. Raczynski cuts forward, takes a shot, and what a save there by Tommy Forrest as Raczynski tried to take some pressure there.
So we'll see it on the replay here as well. When Raczynski took that shot, just have a look at where Verjasov ends up. He's unmarked in a high slot. It's not something that the Inferno will need to tidy up, because you just can't give him room like that, because he will absolutely punish you for it. A goal-free so far, third period. Still 5-2 with 4 minutes and 25 seconds to play. Another scoring opportunity now for both teams. Can the Dogs win the face-off and get a shot on them there quickly? Or will the Inferno poke it out and turn it into a quick counter-attack?
Well, shots are 32-29, so if you're Georgia Carson and you're the coach of the Inferno, you'd say, well, we've had some chances ourselves, and if it weren't for those two power play goals, maybe this could be a very different response.
Well, it's hockey. You've got to take advantage of your chances and roll the dice a little bit. Sometimes it just bounces that way as the puck comes across the front, but it's only as far as the Dogs' blue liners fire it in deep, just keeping the Inferno in deep in defense.
So Raczynski curls away from lane, skates in through the slot. It's on the stick of the Inferno, and they will get it out now through Drake. Up to Hodik, on to Caruana, short side, looks again, waits patiently, turns around, but a great play by Bennett to stop that one as Mikey James taps for his defense, as he knew he was way out of position there.
Offside
and
there, the Dogs.
Ryan Bennett take a bow. He made a save on this CCM all-out replay. Caruana just outweights James, and he comes around, and if it weren't for number 67, the score would be 5-3.
The Inferno would be in goal heaven without 67, but...
good number. Last time the Leafs won the cup, right?
What century was that? But the Dogs are caught there on a bit of a lazy back check. It was a 4-on-2 for the Inferno. Dogs just getting caught a little higher and not making the back check that they need to. So just getting a little bit lazy.
So that was into the slot area, and it's onto the stick of Matt Knox, who's had a fiery game, and Raisman intercepts that, picks his pocket, looked to send that across to Ananda, but forced to tag up as that went the other way. Knox over to Robertson, who tried to get that deep, but Harper intercepted. The Inferno now with the stretch pass out. It's Ananda just leaving it for Lake. Lake with speed on the off wing, stops up, looks to center that over to Keisha, and it falls back to Harper off the stick of Knox into the corner.
Lovely poke check there by Robinson, just breaking that attack up.
Dogs now with it through Troy Robertson. Takes it to the far side corner, ties up Harper. Fisher comes in for support for the Dogs. Harper, good job to keep it away from the two Dogs.
So Matty Knox is back covering in defence for Robertson, who'd gone in deep and activated. Doing a good job there, just having that awareness. Great thing for new players to the game to see that when a D goes in deep, one of the forwards covers up for them, and that's exactly
nice
what
pass by Raisman, and it's Hodik, and he had Harper, but a great diving play by Khalil. Hodik now with it, takes a shot, and that's blocked, and the puck's the chases on. Matty Knox there, stops, keeps it away from lane, looked to give it across to Jamie Burke, but the puck does get out into the neutral zone, and the Dogs will be forced to tag up.
The Dogs caught there on an odd player rush. Bit lucky to get away with that one.
Jamie Burke
caught in a change.
Holds, skates around, still with it. Looks, finds Carini with a shot and a save there by Forrest. Still with the Dogs is Trevor Leo with a shot right into the chest there of Tom Forrest.
And we have just 1 minute left to go in this third period of this game. So although it's not strictly speaking impossible for the Inferno to get this one back, some pretty special things would have to happen. They need to score from this face-off and then pretty quickly get that'll stop the clock because the clock still continues to tick. 45 seconds now to play in this period, which will be the last one of the night. Nikitin looking for an opportunity to try and get past Leo and Freight Ray Cahill. And he's got numbers with him. It's a 3-on-3, but just pushed into the bed there. Ray Cahill made the high check, and that broke it down. 30 seconds now to go in the period. And here comes Timmy Nikitin on the deep forecheck around Leo, but Leo dumps it high, finds help and support, and it gets all the way across to Vajasov. No, sorry, just Jamie Burke, who drives into the corner. 15 seconds now to play. Berkey with the puck, but hands it over to the Inferno. Nikitin still looking to try and score a late goal. He's got a chance to make a cross ice. The pass meets him. He's been covered by Leo with just the 2 seconds to go. Nikitin takes the shot, but there is a body in the way in Mikey James, who shuts that one down with a good assistance there. Trevor Leo just forcing Nikitin to have a bad option. You will not find a defensive player who reads the game better than Trevor Leo. So a pretty convincing game there by the Dogs in the end, winning 5-2. It was a 0-0 third period, so although it certainly had its moments, there was nothing in there that got out of hand. So for both teams, just the 3 penalties throughout the entire game. We had a bit of 4-on-4 for 2 minutes at 11 minutes with Nikitin and Bennett having a little bit of a push and shove in the slot, but that was all fairly amicable in the end. I don't think it didn't escalate into anything untoward. So Nikitin got 2 penalties and also managed to tickle the twine early. So the first goal was scored by Nikitin right from that very opening face-off, and that looked like it was going to be a real close contest. And then Vajasov evened it up, and then Karuna got one back for the Inferno from Nikitin and Hodik. Vajasov on the power play in the first managed to square it all up. So at the end of the first, we were 2 goals apiece. But then in the second, it opened up for the Dogs. Fisher, Carini and Vajasov again on the power play, getting his 3rd goal. So great game there, Vadim Vajasov. Dogs a little bit lazy in defence in that third period, getting caught out a couple of times. Lockie Walls had a magnificent game for the Dogs. And so too, our favourite Trevor Leo, who we know is such a incredibly great, has such great vision for the game. The Inferno, Nikitin always looked dangerous, so too Matt Karuna. But they were without Dow and Rulnick and Klomp and McDowell, and they're always going to suffer there. And also Matty Nikitin still away, and Tommy Forrest did a good job filling in on the net. But they were always going to struggle without having those that offensive player, and also Klomp, who we know can do just about anything. We're going to cut across to an interview very shortly. It looks to me as though Gossi has grabbed, he hasn't grabbed Matty Knox. He'll grab someone in a moment for an interview. We'll be able to tell you who it will be. It looks like he has got himself Flynn Gower from the Dogs, so I should be able to cut across to Gossi for an interview with Gower in just a moment, just while I get the cameras organised. Shots on the net through that game was 34-32, so a very even game in terms of shots, but much more quality shots for the Dogs on those breakaways. So it'll be Anton Goss interviewing Flynn Gower in just a moment, so just waiting for them to get their angles all sorted out. So over to you, Anton, with Flynn.
Alrighty, Carl, I'm here with Flynn Gower. What a game today! First point in the PHL. Tell me how it feels.
It's good to be out here with the boys. Stepping it up. The intensity's super high, but it's good to be out here playing at that level.
Yeah, second game. So first game, obviously a little nervous. Yeah. Bigger boys, bigger bodies, bigger hits. But I think you were definitely all over it, and you really started to use your legs. What do the guys say in the dressing room to kind of prep you and give you the confidence you need to play at this level?
They're sort of always there for me, telling me, just shout out where you are. You just feed the puck to me and can take a shot, pretty much.
Yeah, communication's key. Another one of the stars, right? We talked a couple weeks ago with Spencer Nave about being in the JSL and then coming up to the PHL. Tell me what that experience is, playing in the JSL before getting the call up to the big leagues.
Yeah, the JSL was pretty like I don't know, it moves pretty fast, but this is fast as, you know, keeping up to this level. It's a huge, like, step up, but yeah.
Yeah, it's always tough. You know, you have less time. The mistakes seem to happen. You got to know what you got to do before you even know what you need, right? You got your fans over here too, all giving you some hard time. Anything else you want to say after a great game?
Oh, it's so much fun out here playing with all like iceHQ players and stuff. Like, sort of shows what the future can hold for playing hockey.
Yeah, definitely, man. Well, 2 games in, you already got a point. Exciting things to come. Go celebrate with the team, mate, and thank you for the interview. Back to you, Carl.
Great, thank you very much, Gossie, and thank you to Flynn Gower, one of the players who's come up through the junior program here at iceHQ, and it's great to have him just pointing out to us the difference in the speed and the intensity and so forth. So at the end of the game, it was 5 goals to 2, Dogs Inferno. Coming up next, we will have round 7, the third set of games, I guess, and it will be the Dogs and the Snipers, and that's on Friday, the 26th of January at 7:30 p.m. And put this one in your diary. We've got the Women's Ducks playing against the Adelaide Rush on February 3rd and 4th. And we would love to have you here to support them in their exhibition games that they play in the AWIHL as they get themselves ready to earn a place to play as a regular team in the AWIHL next season. So come on down here to iceHQ for that Women's Ducks game on the 3rd and 4th against Adelaide. Cheer on our girls and be here on a Friday night for the Dogs versus Snipers. I can't wait. Bring it on.